You might have seen this new DC Comics line of, books called Absolute DC. Now, this is supposed to be like a reimagining of popular characters like Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, along with, Flash, Green Lantern, all those other guys. Haven't been revealed yet, but, you know what I mean. And so it's supposed to be like a reimagining. Not necessarily like a darker reimagining, but like the base of like the whole universe is like is stripping the heroes of what makes them or what made them the heroes. Clark, I guess Superman, didn't have the Kents. Wonder Woman doesn't have Paradise Island, and Batman doesn't have his money. So it's a very interesting idea. But the main thing I wanted to talk about today was DC has not really done something like this, where like, it's like a, let's just call it like a darker reimagining, because I don't have any like a better way to say it. So they haven't really done like a darker reimagining, but they have done a lot of reimaginings in general. That's basically DC's whole thing at this point. Just rebooting their entire universe, with like Crisis on Infinite Earths, New 52, Dawn of DC, Rebirth. It has all these different reimaginings. There's a lot more that I did not mention. And there's also some stuff like Earth 1, which is also a comic line that aimed to reimagine their characters in a more modern context. Speaking on Earth 1, that whole universe was very mixed received. Superman, Earth 1 was very well received. Batman Earth 1 was really not well received, for specific reasons. But that whole universe, not only was it mixed, but it didn't last very long. It was popular for a little bit, then it kind of died down, and then DC just kind of forgot about it, and then now we're here with another reimagining. So what I find interesting is that DC has decided to, once again, do another reimagining. When, the previous go at this, Earth 1, maybe there's some other ones that I don't know about, Maybe I don't know about them because they failed. I don't know, maybe. But I just find it interesting that DC has decided to do it again, even though that Earth 1, I wouldn't say Earth 1 failed, but it definitely didn't succeed very well. It succeeded for a certain point, but it didn't succeed for a very long time. So I just find it interesting that DC is trying to do this once again. And also, something else interesting I thought about was when I first saw this whole, Absolute DC thing, the first thing I thought about was like the death metal thing. What is it called? Like the Dark Knight's death metal? Because look at the Wonder Woman. She looks like straight out of like an edgy reimagining of Wonder Woman, right? That's what it looks like. And I would say that death metal is kind of the same thing in a certain way, but it's not really, because it's not like an alternate version. It's like the same version. I don't really know what's happening with that. But it just like the whole thing just reminds me of like an edgy reboot or like a classic cartoon or something, especially with like Wonder Woman and especially with Batman, because like it's like big, like the like Dark Knight Returns with like the rectangle bat on his chest. It's not really a bat. It just screams edgy 2000s reboot. Like the spikes on his shoulder too. Like that's crazy. And the buzz cut too. Tell me this is not an edgy reboot. Not saying it is, but maybe it is. And then we got Superman over there with the that interesting haircut, I might be picking up this book. I don't know. It looks pretty cool, but I'm just wondering whether this Absolute DC thing will actually like succeed in the long term. Seems like they're really banking on it succeeding, given they've already greenlit all these like a bunch of the books. Like we have Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman. Maybe we're getting Flash, Green Lantern on the way, Aquaman maybe, perhaps. But yeah, I just don't know. I really don't know how well this is going to succeed. Another point I wanted to make is that, along with DC just, having a lot of reboots in general, I don't know why they keep doing, like, multiverse reboots, reimaginings, whatever. I genuinely have no idea why they keep doing that. It's not like that's the only way to get these interpretations of the characters out there. We have things like the anti-Batman, which are, certain characters that are, like, similar to Batman, but, like, one thing has changed and they went down, like, a complete different path, like, Killer Moth, Prometheus, the other guys. And I feel like these are kind of in the same boat because, let's focus on Batman. This absolute Batman has no money, but it's still Batman. I feel that's far enough away from, like, the Batman we know. They could have just made this another anti-Batman. I feel like that could have been a lot more interesting because then we'd have the main Batman interact with this anti-Batman, this absolute Batman. But now, it's Nelson in the universe, whatever. He's just doing his own thing, I guess, which is cool, I guess. Like, DC does not have to keep doing this multiverse thing. It doesn't work. It's just repeating the same ideas over and over again, with some innovation, But in general, it's just the same idea over and over again. I would just prefer not to have another multiverse story, but these interpretations of the character are very interesting. So they could have just made like separate characters. Like maybe we can like an alternate Justice League, not from an alternate universe, but like in the universe alternate Justice League with these anti Batman, anti Superman, anti Wonder Woman characters. That could have been a way they went about it. Also, I just wanted to point this out before I ended the video. Don't really know where like to put this, but Alfred looks a lot like Ra's al Ghul. When I first saw that, I was like, oh, that's Ra's al Ghul. Why is he here? But it's apparently Alfred. Interesting. I don't know. Let me know if you see that too. Let me know I'm not crazy. I don't know. You've been watching Lohan. I've been Lohan, and it's still the same song.